So small technical problem. This is our fourth session on fundamentals of chemistry. Yeah. In today's lecture, you are going to discuss about electronic configurations. So, electronic configuration is the prerequisite for the learner, for an aspirant, for any competitive examinations. A student is expected to learn the electronic configurations of all the elements in the periodic table. So what is this electronic configuration? So let us understand the basic concept of electronic configuration. Well, so let us understand, there is an ID, there is a unique ID for everyone. For example, if you see the colony, there is an ID, that is a house number or a door number, right? Similarly, you have an ID, that is a social security number, that is Aadhaar card, right? Similarly, there is a PAN card, this is a unique ID for the tax payers. Similarly, so to identify an element, so electronic configuration is an ID. Electronic configuration. So you all aware, electrons varies from element to element. You all aware it. So for example, if you have hydrogen, let us take here the first element, hydrogen. Hydrogen is having the atomic number 1, and definitely it is having 1 electron in the outermost orbit. This is 1 electron here. So its electronic configuration is considered as 1s1. Now arises a question, what is this s? So the s is called orbital. So today's class I am dedicating to explain the concept of orbitals, right? So let us understand what is this orbital first. Okay. So how many types of orbitals we have? So let us understand, we have 4 types of orbitals. So what are the 4 types of orbitals? One is s orbital, and you have a p orbital, you have a d orbital, and you have a f orbital. There are primarily 4 types of orbitals. So, well, you may ask a question, how to define an orbital? Very simple. So just I'll keep this aside and I'll define here what is an orbital. Orbital is nothing but electron's residence. What is it? Electron's residence is called, simple way you can remember, electron's residence. Or in a more technical way you can write orbital means is the probability of finding an electron is maximum. The probability of finding an electron is maximum. So let us see here, the probability of finding electron density, finding an electron is maximum. This is called an orbital. So now there are 4 types of orbitals. So already you have seen here. So one is you have s orbital. So let us take here s orbital. This is called s orbital. So this s orbital is having spherical shape. What shape? It is having spherical shape. Spherical shape, right? Similarly, you have another orbital that is called p orbital. So p orbital looks this way, okay, and this is called p orbital. You can see clearly here the p orbital is dumbbell shaped. What shape? Dumbbell shaped. So you can see it looks like a dumbbell, right? Similarly, you have another orbital that is called d orbital. So this is considered as d orbital. If you observe the shape of the d orbital, it looks like a double dumbbell shape. double dumbbell. You all aware what is a dumbbell? Yeah. Similarly, you have another type of orbital that is called f orbital. The f orbital is having a diffuser shape. This is an f orbital. F orbital, and it is having diffused shape. Now I explain four types of orbitals. One is s orbital, which is having a spherical shape. Next is p orbital, which is having a dumbbell shape. And d orbital, you have a double dumbbell. And lastly, you have an f orbital, which is having a diffuser shape. Well, these orbital, basically, you know very well, there is a difference between orbit and orbital. So these are called orbits. You can see here, these are called orbits. These are orbits. These are all orbits here. You can see here, this is an orbit. Similarly, this is also an orbit. Similarly, this is an orbit. These are all orbits. So in this, so these are in the 9th class and 10th class, if you observe your ICSE or CBSE books, there is a notation. So to define these orbits. So what are the notation? K, L, M, N. Or I can draw in another slide. So this is the nucleus. I am drawing orbits, only half orbits I am drawing for your understanding. So this is an atom having a nucleus and orbits all around. So these are the orbits, right? So this is called K shell. First shell is called K shell. Second shell is called L shell. Third is called M. Third N and O. Students, try to understand. These are called shells. So shell is nothing but orbit. Shell is nothing but orbits. I hope you understood. Orbital and orbit is different. Okay, this is an orbit. These are orbits. Now, if you go to higher classes, these are represented by N. N is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean to say, students, you can remember like this. For example, there is a building here. There is a building. So this building is having different floors like this. Okay. So this is floor number 1. Floor number 1. N is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on. I hope very clear. Okay. So this is the first floor. First floor. Second floor, third floor, fourth floor, fifth floor. Similarly, so around the nucleus you have orbits 1, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Similarly, another rotation is K, L, M, N. Anyhow, so you can follow as per your books. So K, L, M, N notation. And for objective part or competitive part, you can follow N is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well. So now, try to understand, students. Now, in this orbit, this is an orbit, you know. They are situated in orbital. So see, they are situated in orbital. This is called s orbital. Because why it is called s orbital? Because this is an s orbital, right? Because it is spherical shaped, right? Now, this s orbital is in first orbit. You can see n is equal to 1. So here, if electron is residing in this, I can say it is in first orbit. In s orbital, 1 electron is there, 1s1. So this is the electronic configuration of hydrogen. This is the electronic configuration of hydrogen. So in the orbit, for example, in this floor, first floor, there is a room. There is a room like this. Okay. Okay. That room is called spherical room. For example, let us assume it is a spherical room. In the first floor, there is a room called spherical room. In the spherical room, who is residing? Electron is residing. I hope so. I have given some clarity. So this is the electronic configuration of hydrogen. Similarly, you can take the electronic configuration of helium. So helium is, so try to understand, students. There is some principle. This is an s orbital. This is an s orbital. This s orbital is spherical shape. Already I made it very clear for you. It is spherical shape. And in this room, I can say 2 members can be accommodated. How many members? I am representing like this. 2 members can be accommodated. For example, 1 member is in clockwise, another member is sleeping anti-clockwise. Okay. So 2 members can be accommodated. So here, helium, if you see the helium electronic configuration, I can take 1s2. because last electron only we have to address. So helium is 1s2. So 2 electrons, second electron. So this is the electronic configuration, unique ID for helium. Well, students, let us take lithium. Now, try to understand there is a rule. The rule is number of electrons in a shell is nothing but only 2n square. What is it? 2n square. For example, n is the first orbit. First orbit, how many electrons can be present? 2 into 1 square, right? How many? It will be 2. So 1s2. That means you cannot fill more than 2 electrons in the first shell. That is why, I mean, you can see here, they write here 2. So 2 electrons. So what are 2 electrons? So one is for hydrogen and this for helium. So hydrogen is 1s1 and so the helium is 1s2. I hope you are getting clarity, right? So I'll ask some question at this point. Okay, let's see here. So yeah, Nihita, please raise your hand. Nihita, yeah, well, Nihita, could you tell me what is the shape of d orbital? Nihita, what is the shape of d orbital?
Shape.
What shape? What is the shape of d orbital?
Sir, 4-4 dumbbell.
No, you cannot say 4-4 dumbbell. It is a dumbbell, double dumbbell. What is it? Double dumbbell, right? Yeah. So next, Abhinav. Yeah. How many electrons you can accommodate in the first shell?
2, sir.
Good. How many electrons can you accommodate in the second shell? Come on. 2 into 2 square, right? 2 into, very good. 8. Good. So let us come back. Let us come back to our discussion, please. Okay. Well, now have a look, all of you. Now let us see here another slide. Now in first shell I can accommodate only 2 electrons. So in the second shell, what is the formula? 2 into n square, second shell, that is 8. Good. So Abhinav answered it. So in the first shell I can accommodate 2 electrons, second shell I can accommodate 8 electrons. So 2 plus 8, how much? Total 10. So up to 10 electrons I can accommodate. So up to 10 means what? Hydrogen to neon. So hydrogen is 1, neon is 10. So I can write here. Now listen carefully, students. Now in the first shell, so only s orbital is present. So in the second floor, 2 types of orbitals are present. What are the 2 types of orbitals? So this is second shell, s orbital and p orbital. So here this is s orbital in the first shell, here s orbital and p orbital. So that means this is nothing but 2s. What s? Second orbital is present, right? So it is called 2s, right? So I can write here this is 2s, this is 2p. Similarly, this is 1s. I hope you understood. Yeah. Now I'll give another this thing. Number of orbitals in a shell. I'll give another definition for you. Number of subshells. Subshells means orbitals. Formula is n square. What is it? N square. Help me. So n square means first shell. How many? 1 square. That is 1. So that's why only which orbital is present? 1s orbital is present. Now second shell, 2 square. How many? 4. So let us see how many are 4. So this p orbital can be divided. P orbital is having 3 shapes. One is px orbital, which is oriented along x-axis. This is called px orbital. Next, py orbital, which lobe is projected along in the space along y-axis. This is called pz orbital. And another one is pz orbital. So whose lobe is projected along z-axis. So this dumbbell shape orbitals, how many are there? 3 are there. Try to understand. In the second floor, in the second floor, there is one spherical room and one double dumbbell shape. How many rooms are there? 3 rooms are there. So one room is projected along x-axis, that is north, for example. Another room is projected along west. Another room is projected along east. So 3 directions. So 3 rooms are there, for example. Let us take in the second floor. Second floor. So one type of room is there. What is that room? Single room. Okay. So that is s orbital. And there are 3 more rooms are there. Let us deluxe rooms. Let's take deluxe rooms. Okay. Those are p orbitals. I hope you understood now. Now let us take. I'll take you to the next slide. Very simple. Don't get confused. Now first formula is n square. N square means number of orbitals. That is equal to 1 square in the first orbit. This is first orbit. N is equal to 1. So only 1s only is present. Now second thing is, now let us take here n is equal to 2. N is equal to 2. So n square, that is equal to 2 square, that is equal to 4. So that means here 2s, 2px, 2py and 2pz are present. Now let us write the electronic, these 1s already is present. So let us write the electronic configuration for the remaining elements. So lithium, let us take lithium. Now lithium, beryllium, boron, we'll write these 3. First, lithium is 1s2 because helium is completed. Next 2s1. So here 2 electrons are completed here and then it is coming 2s1 here. 2s1. Agreed. Next 1s2, 2s2 because s orbital can hold how many electrons? 2 electrons maximum. Good. Right. Next boron. And because it is filled because only in this room only 2 persons can be present. 2 electrons only can be present. Now boron. 1s2, 2s2. This filled already. Next is 2p1. So that is 2p1. This one 2p1. Next carbon. Similarly, let us write for other elements also. Carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. So let us write for the remaining elements. So carbon is 1s2, 2s2. It is filled already. 2p2, 2p2. One more electron. Next 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. So I hope you understood. So there is a rule here. First of all, these should be singly filled. Next only pairing takes place. So first of all, for example, in 3 there are deluxe rooms are there. First of all, in each room one should be filled. Then only next person can enter. That is the rule. That is called Hund's rule. I'll explain later. Now oxygen 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. So here 2p2. Next, after that fluorine and neon. So fluorine is 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. So 2p5. Similarly 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. So I hope you understood, students. Now so hydrogen to neon, we have filled 10 electrons here. So how you have filled? Have a look here. In the first orbit, come on, n is equal to 1. This is n is equal to 2. Right? In the first orbit, how many electrons are accommodated? 2 electrons accommodated. Next orbit, 8 electrons are accommodated as per the formula. What is the formula? Here the formula is 2n square. Number of electrons. This is number of electrons formula. Number of electrons formula. Right? So, and one more thing is number of subshells formula is n square. Right? Now let us see the next orbit. Let us see the next orbit now. So next orbit is as follows. This is the third orbit. So third orbit, let us see number of subshells. Number of subshells formula. Help me. N square. It is n square first. Okay. Now let us see here. It is n square. So 3 square, that is 9. So 9 orbitals should be there. Let us see how 9 are there. Now this is 1s already you know. 2s and 2p already finished. Now these are 3s, 3p, 3d. Now have a look, students. Here s orbital is only 1, p orbitals are 3 and d orbitals are 5. 5 d orbitals are there. Now I am going to explain those orbitals. Have a look here. So now have a look here. So this is the s orbital, spherical shape, and this is the p orbital, dumbbell shape, right? Now have a look, students. These are the dumbbell shaped p orbitals whose lobes are projected in different axes. See here, x axis. So in the three-dimensional space, one lobe is projected along x axis, that is called px orbital. That is called px orbital, which is dumbbell shape. These are all p orbitals. Similarly, here the lobe is projected along y axis. You can see here the lobe is projected along which axis? Y axis, right? That's why it is called py orbital. And here the lobe is projected along z axis. It is called pz orbital. How many orbitals are there total? P orbitals? 3 are there. That's what I have written here. 3. You can have a look here. What I have written here? 3 I have written. Next, d orbitals, how many are there? 5. So I am going to show that 5 for you. Have a look. Now, so these are the s orbital. These is one s orbital and 3 p orbitals. So each orbital can accommodate how many electrons? This can accommodate 2 electrons. 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 These can be written like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And s orbital can be written like this. So this is s and this is p orbital. I hope you are clear. Now, any doubts? You can raise the hand. You can raise your hand, please. Fine. Now, let us see about d orbitals. So, how many d orbitals I conveyed? 5 types of d orbitals are there. So, what are those? dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square, dz square. These are the 5 types of orbitals. Now, you have seen in the diagram, but I will explain in the 2 dimensions so that you will understand better. Now, students, have a look here. How to draw the shapes of these orbitals? Very simple. See, let us take here x-axis and y-axis. Okay. Now, listen, have a look here. Draw the lobe like this. Draw the lobe like this. So, you can see here, draw in between the axis. Lobes draw the in between the axis. These lobes are in between x and y axis. That's why this is called dxy orbital. Now, let us take the next one. Let us take the next one. So, now draw the lobes here. This way you draw it here. Now, let us here designate these as, this is y-axis and this is z-axis. So, this is called dyz orbital. Now, let us take here another lobe you take here. Now, the lobes are in between the axis. Already conveyed. The lobes are in between the axis. So, in between which axis? So, here now it is now x, this is z. So, this is called dxz orbital. So, these 3 orbitals are lobes are in between the axis. The lobes are in between the axis. In between the axis. So, what is the meaning of in between the axis? I am explaining. Listen carefully. In between the axis means, listen, this is axis. This is axis. So, these are in between. So, this is the axis. These are in between. These are the axis. These are in between. You can see in between. So, now 3 I explain. Now, there are 2 lobes which are along the axis. Along the axis. Those are called dx square minus y square. Now, I am drawing. Have a look here. This is dx square minus y square. So, this is an x orbital. This is an y. Now, you can see the lobes how they are projected. This is projected along x axis, along the axis. See, you can see here. This is x square minus y square. I hope you understood. Now, last one. Last one is called dz square orbital. What is it? Dz square orbital. So, this is the dz square orbital. So, whose lobe is along? This is dz square. This is the shape of, okay, 5 orbitals. So, among the 5 d orbitals, 3 orbitals lobes are in between the axis and 2 orbital lobes are along the axis. So, how many types of d orbitals are there? 5 types of d orbitals are there. Now, come to the point. Now, so this is all in one go. So, let us have a look here. This is an s orbital. These are the 3 types of p orbital, px, py, pz. And you have 5 types of d orbitals. What are those? dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square, and dz square. Next, last one is f orbitals. F orbitals I am not going to discuss and confuse you. We can see later f orbitals, right? So these are the different types of orbitals. Now, what my explanation is as follows. Now, let us understand here today. Now, number of shells in n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3. Let us write here. N is equal to 1, 1 square, 2 square, 3 square. So, here in the first orbit, how many you can have? First orbit, only 1. That is s orbital, only 1. In the second, you have 4. That is 1 s orbital and px, py, px, py and pz. Right? So, there are 4. So, this is 1s, 2s, 2px, 2py and 2pz. Now, this is 9. 9 will be there. So, let us see what are the 9. So, I am drawing here all the 9. Have a look here. The 9 are as follows. One is 3s. So, I am writing here p orbital. I mean to say this is 3px, 3py and 3pz. So, how many orbitals it becomes? It becomes here. So far, this is 3 and this is 1. Total 4. Now, d orbitals. D orbitals just I am writing only 1. But how many d orbitals are there? 5 are there. So, 5 plus 3 plus 1, how many? Total 9. I hope you understood. 1, 4, 9. Now, let us see in the next slide how many electrons you can accommodate. How many electrons you can accommodate. Now, what is the formula, students? The formula is 2n square is the formula. So, n is equal to 1 first orbit, n is equal to 2 second orbit, n is equal to 3 third orbit. So, in the first orbit 1 square, 2 into 1 square. Similarly, 2 into 2 square and 2 into 3 square. So, it comes out to be here, 2, this is 8, this is 18. So, this is 2, 8, 18. That is the reason why in the K, L, M shells, this is the notation used in the 9th and 10th class. Why 2, 8, 18 is coming? I hope you are clear. So, now in the next session, I am going to explain about up to 10 elements I have given the electronic configuration. In the next session, you are going to see the remaining elements, complete electronic configuration of all the elements. So, I hope, and how to arrange these orbitals in a proper order. This we are going to see in the next session. Now, let us see. I will ask some questions. So, Tejasa, Deepta Tejasa. Raise your hand, please. Deep Tejasa. Yeah. Now, are you clear about how to fill the electrons in an orbitals?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So, now how many electronic configurations you know? How many elements electronic configurations you know?
20, sir.
20. Good. You are going to learn more than 20 shortly. Okay. So, how to find the number of electrons in an orbit? What is the formula? Just now I have given 2n square. What is it? 2n square. By using 2n square, you will find the number of electrons, right? Yeah. Next. Hemant Sriram. How many electronic configurations you know? How many? You know up to 12. Okay. So, I request you to learn up to 30 and come to the class. Am I clear? So, number of orbitals in a shell. How to find the number of orbitals in a shell? What is the formula?
2n square.
No, 2n square is number of electrons. Number of orbitals. Very good. N square. Good. Thank you. Bhavana. Bhavana, raise your hand. Bhavana, could you tell me what are isodiaphers?
Sir, isodiaphers, sir.
Yes.
The difference between neutrons and protons n minus p, sir.
Very good. Another formula?
A minus 2z.
Very good. Good. Yeah. Charishma. Charishma. Charishma, raise your hand. Yeah. Charishma, could you tell me atomic numbers 31 to 40? 31 to 40. Come on. Gallium, germanium, arsenic, selenium, bromine, krypton, rubidium, strontium. You learn. Next class you should learn up to 50. I'll ask you. Okay. Okay. Can you tell me the definition of isotones? Isotones.
Sir, it has same number of electrons, but it differs in their atomic.
No, I'm sorry. You should read and come. Okay. Thank you. It is same number of neutrons. Same number of neutrons. You should have same number of neutrons. Okay. Thank you. Abhinav. 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 Now, could you tell me the atomic number? Could you tell me the fifth group elements? Fifth group elements. Read out the fifth group elements.
Nitrogen,
Yeah.
phosphorus,
Yeah, fast. Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, and